Act 4 then.
Act 4, can't wait.
So, as you mentioned, Macbeth needs to go see the witches. He needs he just needs a bit of reassurance.
Yeah.
A bit of proof, a bit of like, are we sure about this whole prophecy thing? So Act 4 opens with the witches and they're doing their kind of weird thing again. They've got a cauldron this time, which is fun, casting some spells, hubble bubble, toil and trouble. Macbeth turns up. He wants to know, is this prophecy thing, do you mean it? How do they know?
Yeah.
The witches are like, well, how about we don't tell you? Here's some apparitions. Okay.
Wow.
Apparition, sort of a ghost, sort of a spirit.
Yeah.
They sort of conjure out the cauldron. Something that appears. Apparition number 1. Apparently is a floating head in a helmet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tricky to stage.
Tricky to stage. Thanks Shakespeare for that one. This apparition just says, beware Macduff. Okay.
Okay.
Which, that tracks. Macduff's just,
Yeah. Macduff's plotting against him.
Yeah.
So that is actually good advice.
It tracks. Apparition number 2, which is just a bloody child.
Yes. A bloody
Presumably
child.
covered in blood, not just a bloody child.
A bloody child.
This child says, none of women born shall harm Macbeth.
Interesting.
Interesting, isn't it? Because everyone is of women born, right?
You would think so.
You would think so.
Yeah.
So, does that mean no one harms Macbeth?
We can see why Macbeth might think that.
Third apparition is a child holding a branch.
Ooh.
And the child says, okay, you're never gonna fall as king until Burnham Wood, which is just a forest, comes to Dunsinane, which is where Macbeth lives. So until a whole forest literally gets up, walks, moves, you will be king.
Okay.
So
basically, no man of woman born, which is kind of all men, can hurt him, and he's fine as long as the woods doesn't come to his house.
Exactly. So I'd be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
Then Macbeth's like, oh, by the way, about that Banquo thing with Banquo's descendants becoming king one day, is that still a thing? And the witch is like, oh, why don't we show you with more apparitions?
Obviously.
So then 8 kings process onto stage.
Great.
Followed by Banquo's ghost. Oh, Banquo's ghost is back. And the witches don't really explain this, but I don't know, take from it what you will.
Like they're all the descendants of Banquo.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Then says the witches do a dance, which I didn't realise until I read it the other day. Quite kind of fun.
That's great.
And then they vanish, gone.
Great.
Confusing for Macbeth. Lennox is back. Love him. And he tells Macbeth that Macduff has fled to England. And then Macbeth has this soliloquy where he's like, right, okay, no more Mr. Nice Macbeth. As soon as I want to kill someone, I'm going to kill them now. I'm not going to think about it because I thought about it with Macduff and he's gone to England now. I can't kill him. And he decides that he's going to go and seize Macduff's castle and kill his wife and children.
Gosh. So would you say this is a bit of a turning point?
It's somewhat of a turning point. I think Macbeth is he's feeling pretty hyped after the whole no one's ever going to be able to kill you thing.
Yeah.
So I think he's now I'm going to consolidate my power through murder and violence, murder of women and children.
Wow. I guess if they've literally told you, you're king now and nothing can take that away from you, you might feel quite entitled to it.
Yeah.
And think, well, I can just kill whoever I want then.
Exactly. It's a little bit power crazed at this point, I think.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
We then change scene to Macduff's castle. Obviously Macduff isn't there, he's in England. So we've got Lady Macduff and she's chatting to Ross. don't really know why Ross is
He
there.
really gets
He
around.
does get around, Ross.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like, where's Macduff? Where's my husband? He just left without saying goodbye or explaining. Ross is like, he's probably got his reasons, love.
Yeah.
I kind of imagine it being a bit patronising. Ross goes. And there's this really cute comedic scene between Lady Macduff and her son where they're just kind of joking about like, oh, like, well, you don't have a dad now, do you? What are you gonna do? And it's very cute. It's a bit weird, and it's also, I feel like the audience must be so on edge at this point because it's like they're about to get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this weird thing Shakespeare does where he gives you a moment of comedy right before a moment of like tragedy or tension, just to make that even more, that contrast even more stark.
Yeah.
And they really are funny here. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just go to the market.
Yeah.
Get a new dad.
Messenger bursts in like, go, 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 there's murderers, they're coming, go, go, go. Runs away. Murderers burst in like, oh, we're here to kill you. Kills this little boy, stabbed, and the scene ends with Lady Macbeth running and the murderer is chasing after her. She is presumed dead.
Awful, not a good way to go.
And it really does not, like, I feel like at this point you're not on Macbeth's side.
No, just killed a family.
Yeah, it's grim.
It's not good.
Okay, we change scene again, and now we're at the English court.
Yes.
This is where Malcolm has been hanging out.
Yes.
And Macduff has arrived. Malcolm's like, oh, can I really trust Macduff? Because this guy is just, he's left Scotland randomly without saying goodbye to his family. He seemed to be supporting Macbeth. So he's kind of, he's a bit wary. And Macduff clocks this and is like, oh, bye then. And is about to walk out. It's kind of like they're a bit nasty.
It's a bit of an odd scene.
It is
this
odd.
one, yeah.
It is, isn't it? And Macduff's like, I thought you'd want to come and stand up against Macbeth with me. So Malcolm does this little test on Macduff, which is like bizarre, but I don't know, it makes me really like Malcolm.
Yeah.
Basically, Malcolm wants to find out how loyal Macduff is to like Scotland and like the well-being of Scotland. So Malcolm pretends that he's a really terrible person. So the first thing he's like, he lies and he's like, I basically have this issue, I'm addicted to like sleeping with women. And Macduff's like, oh, like, sorry to hear that, but like, that's okay, that's not the worst thing. And then Malcolm's like, no, it's worse. I'm also like, I am really greedy with money. Like, I'm going to take all the money of the things.
Yeah.
And Macduff's like, yeah, that's pretty bad, but like, we'll get over it. And then the last thing Malcolm's like, I just have no good qualities. I am pure evil. There is nothing redeeming about me. And Macduff's reaction is like, oh, like Scotland can't come back from this. There's no hope for Scotland. He has a really emotional reaction. And Malcolm's like, you passed the test. Loyal. After that test, they're like, which was obviously a highly necessary part of the plot.
Of course, and quite a long scene actually.
Very long scene, very, very long scene.
A real long test.
They're agreed, okay, we're going to work together to bring down Macbeth.
Yes.
Ross enters. He's come a long way, hasn't he, Ross?
Yeah.
Just up in Fife.
He was up with Lady
Well,
Macduff. And...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ross is like, oh, Scotland is down the Swanee at the moment. And he's sort of prevaricating a bit, and then eventually tells Macduff that his entire family have been murdered. Obviously, yeah. Rough Macduff. Macduff has this like super emotional reaction, as you would, by the way.
Yeah, especially when you think Scotland's also doomed.
Yeah. And Malcolm's like, take that, use it.
Yeah.
And use it, convert your sadness to anger, and we're going to take down Macbeth. And that is Act 4.
Wow.
Favourite moment?
I really do love the scene with Lady Macduff and her son.
Yeah.
It's so funny and quirky and
Yeah.
sweet and kind of bizarre,
Mm.
and I do really enjoy it. But I think that the ending of Act 4 is brilliant, and
Yeah.
it just sets us up for Act 5.
Act 5,
Act 5. Let's go.
where things really do hit the fan.
Yeah.
Okay, Act 5 opens. We're back in Macbeth's castle. There's a doctor and a gentlewoman. And they're discussing Lady Macbeth's condition. She keeps sleepwalking. She's gone off the rails. Bless her. And then Lady Macbeth comes in mid-sleepwalk, and her behaviour is nuts. She's erratic. She keeps trying to wash her hands, and we realise, oh, it's like she's kind of reliving the night of Duncan's murder. And obviously the doctor and the gentlewoman overhear this, and it's like, ooh,
What's that?
has she just confessed to murder there?
Yeah.
Tough one. But obviously the Macbeth is so powerful, such a tyrant now, that like, who are they going to tell? Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
But yeah, so Lady Macbeth's gone mad.
Much the guilt's just eaten her away, hasn't it?
Yeah. Cut to the rebel army on the move up to Macbeth's castle. So Shakespeare's really like creating this momentum at this point of like, no, that whole plan from the previous act, it's happened, we're there. The army are on the move. And we've got all the Scottish Danes, all of our bros, they're there.
Yeah.
Is there anyone still supporting Macbeth?
Not really.
No.
No.
The overthrow is kind of, it feels inevitable at this point. 5.3, we're back inside Macbeth HQ. And a servant announces, yeah, the English army is approaching and all the rebels. And Macbeth's servant, Satan, interesting
Subtle.
name. Yeah. He's putting Macbeth's armour on. The doctor comes in and Macbeth's like, why haven't you cured her yet?
Yeah.
The doctor's like, well, it's not really a curable thing, is it? And Macbeth's like, yeah, no, I'm feeling confident.
Yeah.
As you would if you think no one can kill you.
Yeah. And the woods hasn't
The
hasn't
woods
moved.
The woods haven't moved. 5.4. So Malcolm the Thanes, these two characters called Seward, both called Seward. One's the dad, one's the son. They're English. They're helping Malcolm out.
Yeah.
They are at Burnham Wood, so getting pretty close. And Malcolm has this bright idea, where he's like, oh, we're going to take the branches of the trees and they're going to be our cover as we get close to the castle.
Right.
You see where this is going,
A
Marianne?
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does seem a little bit like Burnham Wood might
might.
be coming to Dunsinane.
Yeah.
Scene 5, cut back to Macbeth HQ, and he's feeling confident, he's ordering his soldiers around. Then Satan comes in and he's like, ooh, Lady Macbeth's died. And Macbeth's reaction must be one of the most bizarre reactions in Shakespeare history. Because he's not even, like, he is sad, but he has this like philosophical kind of eye-open moment, and he's so, I don't know, nihilistic, and like it's almost this realization, yeah, like life is meaningless.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to happen at this point.
It's so bizarre, especially because they are so close that you just feel like it seems out of character
Yeah.
how he reacts here.
Mm.
And you kind of wonder, has all of this power changed him a little?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then another messenger comes in and says that, yeah, Burnham Wood it does look like it's moving towards the castle. And at this point, Macbeth starts to panic.
Yeah.
Okay, where was I? Yeah, so I'd say that's when the panic kicks in.
Yeah.
Okay, then we flash back outside. Okay, so they've had their trees, and now they're outside the castle. It's very quick. Malcolm's like, so yeah, the stewards, they're going in first, then me and Macduff will sort of bring up the rear.
Yeah.
In they go. Okay, so this is the moment, right?
Yeah.
Then we've got this sort of epic battle scene. So first things first, Macbeth fights young Seward.
Yeah.
And wins.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a confidence boost, isn't it? And Macbeth's like, yeah, like none of women born.
Yeah.
Great, it's happening for me. He runs away. Macduff comes in, has this soliloquy where he's like, I'm gonna do it because it's like for my wife, for my kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. He goes out. Malcolm and Daddy Seward come in and they're like, well, that was easy, wasn't it? We're in.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the defences have given out so easily.
Yeah.
This is inevitable. They're winning. Scene 8. The big fight.
Yeah.
Macbeth v Macduff. So they meet. Yeah. This is
a big moment. This man's killed Macduff's wife and child.
Yeah. But Macbeth thinks none of women born.
Yeah.
Right? So they're fighting. And Macbeth's kind of like, oh, don't even bother, mate, because none of women born can harm me.
Mm.
Then Macduff reveals that he was, in his words, untimely ripped, i.e. C-section baby.
Yeah.
And Macbeth has this realization that, oh, it's not like none of women born, it's none of women born. Right? And there's this moment, kind of mid-sword fight, where he's like, I've been played.
Yeah.
I've been played by the witches. He calls them equivocators, like they speak with a double meaning. And Macduff gives him the option, like, you can just submit if you want and we'll take you prisoner.
Yeah.
But Macbeth chooses to keep fighting, which is an interesting moment, I think.
It is. I guess at that point, what's he got left, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lady Macbeth's gone, and everything he's done has been to make him king.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got much else to live for.
And arguably, like, in a way, that, like, self-respect or, like, courage in that moment to keep fighting even though there is no hope.
Or is it pride?
Who knows?
Interesting one.
Macduff kills Macbeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might think that's the end of the play. It's not. Act 5, Scene 9. We've got this nice rappy-uppy scene at the end.
Well, some of the prophecies come true, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing's left.
Tell me.
Banquo's descendants.
Oh, yeah.
Have not yet come.
Huh.
Been there.
No. Where are they?
Where are they? Where's Fleance?
Well, I don't know. Where is Fleance?
Where's Fleance? But we have had the woods come to Dunsinane.
Yeah.
We've had him be killed of someone who's not woman born.
Yeah. So true. And there's this end scene where we've kind of seen Malcolm take power, really. And Macduff, like, comes in with Macbeth's head, which is nice, isn't it?
Wow.
And Malcolm is hailed as a king by Macduff, and Malcolm's like, well, that's the end of that then, and I'm bringing back peace to Scotland.
Lovely.
End of the bad vibes.
Yeah.
Effectively, he says the end in a way, doesn't he? It's a real full stop to the play.
And what I love about that is the circularity of that moment, because the whole thing kind of starts with, like, there's been a huge battle and the king said, Macbeth's saved us and he's fought the Norwegians so bravely. And then this moment where Macbeth's head's brought in to a very similar scene with the next king. It's just this like full circle moment.
Absolutely, yeah. Favourite scene in Act 5?
Ooh, that moment in the middle of the fight is very interesting. Where he's like, "Oh my god, I've been played by the equivocators."
Yeah,
I think that's a great moment.
it happens so quickly, doesn't it? That realization, that shift from just utter confidence to sudden realization that you are kind of dead meat. Is like, it's on a knife edge, and on such like it's almost funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, I was ripped from my mother, so you know, it's on such like a technicality.
What's your favourite moment?
I mean, I probably when he finds out that Lady Macbeth is dead. It's so unusual, and it's such a different side to Macbeth. It's like Macbeth becomes Hamlet for like a few lines.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't know, you can really feel like Shakespeare is like trying to work things out about the world through Macbeth in that moment, and about like whether, like, what is the point of life, and we see a side of that argument that is there's kind of no point to it. And on that note, on that happy note,
we hope you found this useful,
and that you feel like you know what actually happens in Macbeth.
Thank you.
Yay, well done.
Well done.